Hello, friends. Today we are going to start chapter 9 of the level 3 Shurley English. We are going to start with lesson 1, where we will be talking about helping verbs. So I'm going to share my screen and we are going to practice the helping verb jingle. The first time, I just want you to listen, and then the second time, you can try to sing with the lyrics on the screen. So just listen this first time.
These 23 helping verbs will be on my test. I gotta remember them so I can do my best. I'll start out with 8 and finish with 15.
Just call me the mean, lean verb machine. There are the 8 B verbs that are easy as can be. Am is, are, was, and were. Am is, are, was, and were. Am is, are, was, and were. Be, being, and been. All together now, the 8 B verbs. Am is, are, was, and were. Be, being, and been. Am is, are, was, and were. Be, being, and been. Am is, are, was, and were. Be, being, and been.
There are 23 helping verbs and I've recited 8. That leaves 15 more that I must relate. Knowing all these verbs will save my grade.
The mean, lean verb machine is here to stay. Has, have, and had, do, does, and did. Has, have, and had, do, does, and did. Might, must, and may. Might, must, and may. Can and could, would, and should. Can and could, would, and should. Shall and will, shall and will. Has, have, and had, do, does, and did. Might, must, and may. Can and could, would, and should. Shall and will. In record time, I did this drill. I'm the mean, lean verb machine. Still.
So that is the helping verb jingle, and there are 23 helping verbs. I will provide you with a list so that you have them. You don't have to memorize them, but it would be good to memorize a few. Let's go back, and this time I want you to try to sing the jingle and follow the words on the screen. Again, this is listing all 23 helping verbs, which is going to be a new label in our sentences, so they are important to remember.
These 23 helping verbs will be on my test. I gotta remember them so I can do my best. I'll start out with 8 and finish with 15.
Just call me the mean, lean verb machine. There are the 8 B verbs that are easy as can be. Am is, are, was, and were. Am is, are, was, and were. Am is, are, was, and were. Be, being, and been. All together now, the 8 B verbs. Am is, are, was, and were. Be, being, and been. Am is, are, was, and were. Be, being, and been. Am is, are, was, and were. Be, being, and been.
There are 23 helping verbs and I've recited 8. That leaves 15 more that I must relate. Knowing all these verbs will save my grade.
The mean, lean verb machine is here to stay. Has, have, and had, do, does, and did. Has, have, and had, do, does, and did. Might, must, and may. Might, must, and may. Can and could, would, and should. Can and could, would, and should. Shall and will, shall and will. Has, have, and had, do, does, and did. Might, must, and may. Can and could, would, and should. Shall and will. In record time, I did this drill. I'm the mean, lean verb machine. Still.
Great job. So let's talk a little bit more about helping verbs. I'm going to share my screen with you so that you can see my book, my Shurley English book. Let's try this again. All right, I think you can see my book. We are going to talk about helping verbs today. So like I said, this is chapter 9, lesson 1, okay? So at the top, we are talking about helping verbs, main verbs, verb phrases, and the interrogative sentence. This says if a sentence has more than one verb, the first verb is called the helping verb, and the last verb is called the main verb. Study the information about verbs below. Let's go down here. A helping verb helps the main verb. Let's read that together. A helping verb helps the main verb. A main verb identifies the action. Let's read that together. A main verb identifies the action. Sometimes you'll hear helping verbs being called auxiliary verbs. For Shurley English, we will call them helping verbs. So you don't need to remember auxiliary verb, just remember helping verb, okay? When we have a helping verb and a main verb together, that's called the verb phrase. It says a verb phrase is the name given to the helping verb and the main verb when they are used together. And the reason I told you we should remember helping verb is because helping verbs are labeled with capital H, capital V, helping verb. And we already know that the main verb is labeled with a capital V. So let's look at this example. We have the sentence, Ben is jogging around the track. So first thing that you do is find the preposition in the prepositional phrase. So around the track, okay? So who or what is jogging? That was Ben, subject noun. What was Ben doing? Jogging, that's the verb, that's the main verb. It's his action. The helping verb is HV. So together, is jogging is the verb phrase. Okay. Now, when we talk about an interrogative sentence, we know that asks a question and it ends in a question mark. Most interrogative sentences begin with a helping verb. An interrogative sentence, as a reminder, is labeled with the abbreviation INT. So what they did was they took this sentence, Ben is jogging around the track, and they reworded it into a question. Is Ben jogging around the track? So again, you find the prepositional phrase, around the track. Ben is the subject noun. Ben jogging is the main verb, was the helping verb. So in this question, the helping verb was the very first word, okay? So when we look over here, this just goes through all of our question and answer flow. So I've already talked about the labeling here. What we're going to do now is you divide the subject and predicate before the entire verb phrase, okay? So in this sentence, Ben is jogging around the track. We are going to divide. We're going to put our slash before the word is, since is part of the verb. So your predicate is jogging around the track. You would underline all of those twice. The only thing underlined once is the subject, and that subject is Ben. Okay. We're still talking about subject, noun, verb, pattern 1. Okay. Let's look at the question sentence before we do our practice together. So we've already talked about the labels. Now, in the question, you are going to still put the slash before the main verb, but is would be underlined twice because it's part of the verb phrase. So is would be underlined twice, and then so is jogging around the track. Ben still is the only thing underlined once. Okay, so we'll get some practice with that. Right now, I'd like for you to get out your chapter 9, lesson 1, practice sentences. Your page should look like mine. Okay, we are going to go through and practice labeling together, and this will look very similar to your homework sentences that you have today. Okay, sentence number 1 says, your dog is sleeping on my couch. So first thing we look for, any prepositions. Do you see any? On, preposition. On what? Couch, object of the preposition. Whose couch? My, possessive pronoun adjective, PPA. Who or what is sleeping? What is the subject? Dog, subject, noun. What is being said about the dog? Sleeping, verb, that is the main verb, is helping verb. Whose dog? Your, possessive pronoun adjective, PPA. Where should we put our slash? Where should we divide our sentence? Before the helping verb, right between dog and is. So the subject is your dog. The predicate is sleeping on my couch. This is a period statement declarative sentence, and it follows subject, noun, verb, pattern 1. So we're labeling just the same. The only thing new is our helping verb and maybe where the slash goes. All right, let's work on sentence number 2. This one says, your muddy dog is sleeping soundly on my new white couch. Any prepositions that you see in this sentence? On. On what? Couch, object of the preposition. What couch? White, adjective. What kind of white couch? New, adjective. Whose new white couch? My, possessive pronoun adjective. All right, what is the subject of the sentence? Who or what is sleeping? Dog, subject, noun. What is being said about the dog? What is the dog doing? Sleeping, verb. Is the helping verb. How is the dog sleeping? Soundly, adverb. What kind of dog? Muddy, adjective. And whose muddy dog? Your, possessive pronoun adjective. Where should we divide our sentence? Where should we divide the subject from the predicate? Right before the helping verb, so between dog and is again. So the subject is your muddy dog. The predicate is sleeping soundly on my new white couch. This time we have exclamation point, strong feeling, exclamatory sentence, and this still follows subject, noun, verb, pattern 1. All right, sentence number 3. This one is a question. So this is going to be an interrogative sentence. I'm going to go ahead and write INT. Is your dog sleeping on my couch? We haven't done many question sentences, but we still always look for the prepositions. So we know on is a preposition. On what? Couch, object of the preposition. Whose couch? My, possessive pronoun adjective. What is the subject of the sentence? Who or what is sleeping? Dog, subject, noun. What is the dog doing? Sleeping, verb. is helping verb. And whose dog? Your, possessive pronoun adjective. Where do we divide the subject and predicate? For the question, we do it right before the main verb. But the subject is your dog. The predicate is sleeping on my couch. Okay, so this one looks a little differently. Okay, is goes with the predicate, so make sure it's underlined twice. We already have question mark, question, interrogative sentence. This still follows subject, noun, verb, pattern 1. Okay, so now you have some homework sentences that you need to do. Make sure that you are listening to the jingle or that you look at your list of helping verbs to help you now. All right, I can't wait to see how you do. Great job today.